The planet had a strange, soft light, not quite like the sun on Earth, yet warm enough to make the colors of the alien landscape glow. Towering trees with transparent leaves stretched into the sky, their trunks pulsing faintly with energy. The ground was uneven and covered with small luminous stones that seemed to hum slightly when stepped on. Captain Alex Ryder moved carefully, his boots crunching on the crystals, scanning the horizon. He had been sent here as part of a human peacekeeping mission, tasked with observing and protecting small alien communities caught in the crossfire of endless interstellar conflicts. Alex was a tall man, broad-shouldered, with short-cropped brown hair and eyes that had seen more battles than he cared to remember. But beyond the hardened soldier, there was a human instinct that drove him more than skill or training, the instinct to protect, to help, to heal. That instinct had carried him across many planets and through countless dangers, but nothing had prepared him for the small village he was about to enter. The village appeared almost fragile among the alien flora. Small huts built from crystalline wood and shimmering fibers were scattered in a loose circle. Smoke curled from a few chimneys, and the faint sounds of alien life, chirps, hums, and trills filled the air. Alex had heard stories from other peacekeepers. This village had been through raids, skirmishes, and even the occasional battle between rival alien factions. Yet in the center of the village, life continued. Children played with simple toys, their laughter a soft melody that cut through the tension of the planet's past. It was then that he saw her. A small figure ran toward him, her movements quick and confident, yet oddly delicate. She was an alien girl, perhaps 7 or 8 years old, with luminous green skin that shimmered under the strange light. Her large eyes were golden, curious, and unafraid. She paused a few feet away, tilting her head as if studying him the way humans might observe a creature from another world. "Hello," Alex said gently, raising his hand slightly to show he meant no harm. The girl giggled, a sound like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. She ran closer and dropped something at his feet, a small glowing stone. "It's for you," she said in a broken human dialect, learned perhaps from overhearing travelers or soldiers like him. Her voice was high, innocent, and carried no malice. Alex knelt and picked up the stone. It pulsed softly in his hand, warm and alive, almost like it had a heartbeat of its own. "Thank you," he said. "What's your name?" "Lyra," she answered, smiling brightly. "Do you like stones?" "I do," he said, smiling back, feeling an unexpected warmth in his chest. He had met many alien species in his life, but Lyra's fearlessness and innocence struck him deeply. "And what do you like, Lyra?" She paused, considering the question, then looked around at her village. "I like to run," she said simply. "I like to see colors. I like friends." Alex nodded. That was something all children, human or alien, understood. "Friends are very important," he said. "And I would like to be your friend, Lyra." She tilted her head, studying him for a moment longer. Then without a word, she ran off and came back moments later with a small bundle of flowers that glowed faintly in the dim light. "For you," she said, offering them with both hands. Alex took them carefully. The flowers smelled faintly of ozone and sweetness, unlike anything on Earth. "Thank you," he said again. He realized that Lyra's trust was remarkable. Many adults in this village still feared humans, but she approached him without hesitation. Perhaps she had learned early that kindness was rare and precious. Over the next few days, Alex spent time in the village. He helped repair damaged huts, cleared debris from broken streets, and occasionally played simple games with the children. Lyra was always at his side, laughing, asking questions, and sometimes running ahead to explore. She showed him secret paths through the crystalline trees, small pools of water that glowed with bioluminescence, and strange plants whose leaves sang when touched. One afternoon, Alex noticed Lyra struggling with a torn piece of clothing. She had a small tunic made of thin fabric, and a section near her back was fraying. He approached her. "Do you want help fixing it?" he asked. Lyra nodded eagerly. "Yes, please." Alex knelt behind her, carefully examining the torn fabric. He was about to begin stitching when Lyra, in her innocent curiosity, lifted her shirt slightly to show him where the tear was. That was when Alex saw it. Long, pale scars ran across her back and arms. They were deep, uneven, and told a story far older than her young years. Alex felt his chest tighten. He had seen injuries before. He had treated soldiers and civilians alike, but these scars were not accidental or minor. They spoke of violence, survival, and suffering, inflicted on a child far too young to understand the cruelty of the universe. For a moment, he could not speak. His hands hovered over the fabric and thread, frozen by the weight of what he was seeing. Lyra's smile remained innocent, unaware of the emotional impact of her scars. She simply watched him, waiting for help with her torn tunic. Alex swallowed hard, forcing himself to focus. He gently began stitching the fabric, trying not to let his hands tremble. "These clothes are very delicate," he said softly, "so we have to be very careful." Lyra nodded, still smiling, and said, "Do I look scary?" Alex looked at her, his heart breaking. "No," he said firmly. "You are very brave, very strong, and very beautiful." She blinked up at him, confused but happy. "Strong?" "Yes," he said. "You survived things that no child should ever see. That makes you strong." The rest of the day passed quietly. Alex kept his eyes on Lyra, watching her play with other children, her laughter echoing in the alien air. He noticed how the village treated her, some with caution, others with affection. They knew of the raids and battles, and they understood the scars she bore. But Alex felt a deep human need to protect her completely, to make sure no harm ever came to her again. That night, as the strange twin moons rose over the horizon, Alex sat outside the village reflecting on the day. He had seen countless planets, countless species, but Lyra and her innocence struck him in a way nothing else ever had. Her scars were a reminder of how cruel the universe could be, but her laughter reminded him of why humans fought, why humans survived, and why humans could inspire hope even in the darkest places. The following morning, Alex returned to the village with supplies, bandages, clean fabric, and basic tools that could help Lyra and the other children heal and repair their homes. Lyra ran to meet him, holding another small bundle of glowing stones. "For you," she said, dropping them in his hands. Alex smiled, kneeling to her level. "Thank you, Lyra. You always find the brightest stones." She giggled, then suddenly looked serious. "Will you stay?" Alex's heart tightened. He knew the answer. He had a mission, duties to perform, and humans could not always stay in one place for long. But he also knew the truth. He could not leave this child, not while she was in danger. "I will stay," he said softly. "I will stay as long as I am needed." Lyra's eyes brightened, and she ran ahead to show him another secret path she had discovered. As they walked together, Alex felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. Protecting Lyra was more than a duty, it was a calling. The scars he had seen were not just injuries. They were a story, a testament to her courage and survival. And he, a human among aliens, felt an undeniable drive to ensure that her story would not end in pain or fear. Throughout the day, Alex continued his work. He helped rebuild small huts, cleaned dangerous paths, and taught the villagers how to reinforce their homes. Lyra was always nearby, offering advice or simply running circles around him, her laughter like a shield against the darkness of the past. By evening, Alex and Lyra sat by a small glowing pond. The water shimmered with colors he could not name, and the air was filled with a gentle hum from the alien trees. Lyra leaned against him, tired from a day full of play and exploration. "Do humans always help?" she asked quietly. Alex smiled, brushing a strand of glowing hair from her face. "Some humans do," he said, "and we try our best. We try to make the universe a little safer, a little kinder." Lyra nodded, her large eyes reflecting the alien moons above. "I like humans," she said simply. Alex's heart ached with both pride and sadness. "And I like you, Lyra," he said. "You remind me why humans fight, why humans care, and why humans never give up, even when the world is cruel." As night fell, Alex stayed awake, keeping watch over the village and the little girl who had unknowingly captured his heart. Her innocence, her courage, and the scars that marked her body were a constant reminder of what humans could protect and inspire. He knew the road ahead would be dangerous, filled with challenges and threats beyond imagination. But for Lyra, he would face them all. For the first time in a long while, Alex felt hope, not just for himself, but for this small alien girl and the people she represented. In a universe scarred by conflict, humans could still shine as protectors, as healers, and as symbols of courage. And he would not let her down. The next morning, the village stirred slowly under the alien twin suns. Birds with translucent wings chirped softly, and small creatures scurried across the glowing ground. Alex Ryder walked through the village carrying a pack filled with supplies, tools, bandages, and extra clothing for Lyra and the children. The previous days had built trust, and he now felt a stronger responsibility than ever to protect this fragile community. Lyra ran to meet him, holding her bundle of glowing stones tightly. "Look," she said, showing a small pile she had found near the river. "These are the brightest," Alex smiled, crouching to examine the stones. "They are beautiful, Lyra. Just like you." The girl giggled and hugged his leg for a moment before running off to help other children gather stones. Alex watched her, a mixture of pride and concern stirring in his chest. She was playful, innocent, and yet, beneath that innocence there was a strength that humans instinctively recognized, a survivor's strength. Her scars, still faintly visible beneath her tunic, reminded him of the battles she had endured and the hardships she had survived. As he walked through the village, he noticed other villagers watching him carefully. Some were wary, their eyes flicking to his weapons and uniform, unsure if humans were truly here to help. Others were more accepting, nodding subtly in recognition of his efforts. Alex knew it would take time to earn full trust, but he was determined. Actions spoke louder than words, and humans had a way of showing courage and compassion that few species could match. Over the next few hours, Alex worked alongside the villagers. He taught them simple ways to reinforce their huts, cleared debris from dangerous paths, and helped repair small bridges over glowing streams. Lyra stayed close, eager to assist, her small hands mimicking his movements. She asked countless questions, curious about every tool, every technique, every human habit. "Why do humans always carry tools?" she asked, holding a hammer that seemed enormous in her tiny hands. Alex chuckled. "We like to be ready for anything. We fix things, protect people, and sometimes fight when we have to. But mostly, we try to help." Lyra nodded thoughtfully. "You protect?" "Yes," Alex said simply. "That is something humans do. We protect those who cannot protect themselves." The rest of the day passed peacefully, but as the twin suns began to dip below the horizon, a distant rumble echoed across the valley. Alex froze, his military instincts kicking in. He scanned the horizon and saw dark shapes moving quickly through the forest. He recognized them immediately. Raiders, a hostile alien faction known for attacking vulnerable villages. He turned to warn the villagers. "Everyone listen! Raiders are coming! Get to safety!" Panic erupted, but Alex moved quickly. He guided the children into a central building, telling the adults to gather the elderly and the sick. Lyra clung to his side, her small hands gripping his arm tightly. "Will they hurt us?" she whispered, her golden eyes wide with fear. Alex knelt down and looked into her eyes. "Not if I can help it. Humans are strong, Lyra, and sometimes being strong means protecting others, even when you're scared." The raiders arrived faster than anyone expected. Dark armored figures armed with jagged weapons descended upon the village, breaking huts and shouting in a language Alex did not understand. The villagers fought back as best they could, using whatever tools and weapons they had, but they were outmatched. Alex sprang into action. He moved with precision, using human tactics and strategy that the raiders could not anticipate. He dodged attacks, disarmed enemies, and led the villagers in coordinated movements to defend their homes. His presence inspired courage, something unique to humans. Even the timid villagers found bravery they did not know they possessed. Lyra watched from her hiding spot, her small body pressed against the wall of the building Alex had directed them to. She could see him moving through the chaos, fearless, protecting not only her, but everyone around him. Her eyes filled with awe and admiration. Humans, she realized, were not just strong, they were capable of something extraordinary, love-driven courage. The battle raged for what felt like hours, though in reality it was shorter. Alex's tactics, combined with his skill and the villagers' newfound bravery, turned the tide. He fought relentlessly, dodging a blow here, disarming an attacker there. Finally, with one decisive maneuver, he drove the raiders back into the forest, ensuring they could not follow. When the dust settled, the village was battered, but alive. Some huts were damaged beyond repair, and a few villagers had minor injuries, but everyone had survived. Alex immediately tended to those who needed help, including Lyra, who had a small scratch on her arm from the panic. "You're okay," he said gently, brushing the dirt from her skin. "See? Humans protect. That's what we do." Lyra nodded, her eyes shining. "You are like a hero," she said softly. Alex smiled, feeling a mix of pride and humility. "We all have the power to be heroes, Lyra. Sometimes it's just a matter of standing up and protecting what we care about." Over the next few days, Alex helped the villagers rebuild. He showed them new ways to reinforce their homes and taught them simple defensive strategies. Lyra stayed by his side, eager to learn and help. She no longer ran ahead recklessly but moved with purpose, inspired by Alex's example. One evening, as they rested beside the glowing pond, Lyra leaned against him. "Do humans always fight?" she asked quietly, her voice tinged with worry. Alex shook his head. "No. Humans fight when we have to. But we also heal, help, and protect. We try to make the world safer and kinder." Lyra thought for a moment. "And you helped us." "Yes," Alex said. "Because it's the right thing to do." The little girl smiled, her innocence shining through the scars that marked her body. Alex realized that those scars, which had first broken his heart, were now a testament to her resilience. They were not just marks of suffering, they were symbols of survival, courage, and the extraordinary spirit of life. In the following weeks, Alex became a part of the village. He continued to teach, protect, and care for the people, building a bond that transcended language and species. Lyra's laughter returned fully, her joy infectious, and the village, once fearful and wary, began to thrive under his guidance. Alex often thought of the universe beyond this planet, of wars, of suffering, of countless lives at risk. Yet here, with this small alien girl and her resilient people, he saw a glimpse of what humanity could offer: hope, strength, and unwavering compassion. Humans had survived countless challenges across the stars, not because of sheer power alone, but because of their ability to care, to inspire, and to protect. One night, as the twin moons cast silver light over the village, Lyra sat beside Alex, holding one of the glowing stones she had collected. "Do you think humans are special?" she asked, her voice small but serious. Alex looked at her, his heart full. "Yes, Lyra, humans are special because we care, because we fight for others, and because we never give up, even when the world is cruel. That's what makes us strong." Lyra smiled, her small hand reaching for his. "I want to be strong too." Alex nodded. "And you are, Lyra. Stronger than most. Your scars show that. Your courage shows that. And now, with humans by your side, you will always have protection and hope." The little alien girl looked at him with wide eyes, her golden gaze reflecting the shimmering water of the pond. In that moment, Alex understood something profound. The universe could be harsh and unforgiving, but humans had a power unlike any weapon or technology. It was the power of heart, courage, and empathy. As they watched the moons rise higher, Alex felt a quiet resolve. No matter what challenges came next, raiders, predators, or the harsh realities of interstellar politics, he would protect Lyra and her village. Humans had a way of shining even in the darkest corners of the galaxy, and here on this distant planet he had found his purpose. The little girl leaned against him, sleepy and content, and Alex silently promised to himself that he would never let her face the world's cruelty alone again. Her innocence, her laughter, and the strength beneath her scars deserved protection. Humanity had given her a chance to hope, and he would ensure that chance was never lost. The village slept under the quiet glow of alien moons, safe for the first time in years. Alex stood watch, alert and vigilant, his mind focused on tomorrow and the many days to come. He knew the universe was unpredictable, but he also knew one unshakable truth: humans had the courage, the compassion, and the strength to change worlds. And in the heart of a small alien girl, that change had already begun.